go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to One Conscious Love Network. And for those of you who are not part of the One Conscious Love Network yet, please do join us. The link to the Facebook group will be in the comments below. I'm here today with some beautiful practitioners, healers, coaches, and we're doing speed healing today, which is super fun because it gives you guys a chance to learn about new modalities, new ways to improve your health, and exposes you to a different practice. It's kind of like a little snapshot of what it would be like to work with these beautiful people. And so with that, we're just going to go around and introduce ourselves. And so Heather, please start us off here with an introduction of who you are and what you do.
Hello, everyone, and it's a pleasure to be here. I'm based in the UK, and I specialise in clearing the Akashic records. For those of you that don't know what the Akashic records are, they are a kind of library. A lot of people think of them like that each of us has as a soul has a book, and every experience we've had is a chapter in that book, and we come into this lifetime possibly with a bag which I call our dirty washing basket, and it's subconscious programming that is running on our internal hard drive that we don't know, and it could be self-sabotage, it could be conflict, it could be old vows that we've made in previous past lives, and you don't have to believe in past lives for it to work. And it also clears ancestral shadows going back 6 to 8 generations, which could be abandonment, betrayal, abuse, illness, or other stuff that we have ignited in our lifetime. So that needs to be cleared as well, not only for you, but for future generations. So that's me. Thank you, Melanie.
Oh, thank you. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Karen, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, thanks. Hi, I'm Karen Seltz, and I am an RRT specialist, which is rapid resolution therapy. And I get people clear from past trauma and current blocks quickly and painlessly. And this process is the thing that took me from being an addict and being on 2 antidepressants. I had 0 self-esteem. I thought I was worse than a piece of garbage. And after doing 4 hours, 4 of this, I stopped going to 12-step meetings. I've been sober for 7 more years, so 10 altogether. I got off of 2 antidepressants, and now I'm pretty much happy. I would say like 90% of the time. I mean, life still happens, but it's just what I do, this modality, it gets the information to the subconscious mind that everything you've ever been through is over. You've already survived it. And once it gets that, it stops sending the signals, pain signals, like disturbing emotions, sensations, thoughts. They just go away, and your mind can relax, and your body can heal. You can be present. You can access your creativity, your humor, your logic, your strategic thinking.
That's beautiful, Karen. And congratulations again for your certification. It's very exciting. I was thrilled to see that. That's beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a while in the making, and I just passed my final exam 2 days ago.
I gotta celebrate.
Thank you.
Tracy, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tracy Davies. I am an artist, energy worker, family constellation facilitator. I definitely do many modalities. Today I'm presenting, I do these resin coasters that have different modalities in them. So this particular one is the Serenity Prayer. And kind of what happens when you put that into a coaster, it goes a lot deeper than you just saying Serenity Prayer. It goes like down to your cells. I have inching towards 60 different types of coasters now. And I'm also adding pendants. So resin pendants.
That's beautiful.
So yeah, that's kind of me.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. Judy, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Judy Holt. I'm a holistic health coach. I began my journey in this field growing up on a farm where I developed a love for natural whole foods and simple, nourishing lifestyle that comes with them. That early connection to real food and clean living really shaped my passion for helping others to create vibrant, natural health. So, as a holistic health coach, I focus on supporting women, especially those over 40, through unique changes that come with, this stage of life, all right? Like understanding the challenges of shifting hormones, slower metabolism, digestive changes, struggle to feel like yourself again. Anybody relate? My mission is to help women regain their energy, balance digestion, support hormone health, and protect lean muscle. So you can feel strong, vibrant, and confident in your body. I do this through, there's a new, actually, I've been doing many different programs over the years, but the one I'm just really latching onto now is called the Better Body Blueprint. And it's a personalized approach that blends the power of high quality protein, clean nutrition, and daily habits that really fit real life sustainably. So we focus on nourishing your body with the right foods, supporting gut health, balancing hormones naturally, and building muscle to maintain healthy weight gracefully. So my approach is truly holistic because health isn't just about diet and exercise. I guide women in all areas of wellness. We talk about quality sleep, hydration, stress management, toxin-free living, positive mindset, the spirituality component of mind, body, spirit alignment. And this way you feel more balanced, resilient, and ready to enjoy every season of life, right? So I really love to connect women as well with clean, proven supplements and personal care, everything that's clean, clean, clean. That's kind of what I focus on. So whether your goal is to have more energy, manage weight in a healthy way, improve digestion, or simply feel more like you again, I'm here to guide, support, and cheer you on every step of the way.
Beautiful. So important. So many important topics. That's beautiful. Excellent. So our first part of this speed healing will be for you to demonstrate or sample your healing practice with the watchers. And so for those that are watching right now, you'll get to practice what healing is like with these healers, coaches, and practitioners. And so Heather, could you take us through a sample of your practice first, please?
Yes, I can, Melanie. Is it okay that I use you as an example?
Oh, yeah, of course, I'd be honored.
Okay, so I work clearing the Akashic records by using over 30 charts in this file here. Unfortunately, I can't move my camera to lower it, but I'm going to be using these charts. And what I do is when I'm working with somebody on Zoom worldwide, I connect using a crystal pendant to their higher self, their higher consciousness. So whether they're in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, it doesn't matter. I'm purely the vessel, and I'm not doing the clearing. Their higher self knows everything about them and does the necessary information from the charts. So first of all, I'm going to ask to connect with your higher consciousness. I'm on a chart which is number 1, which shows me who I'm connecting with, and I am connecting to your higher self. And then I'm going to ask, what did your soul choose in this lifetime that is your theme and your challenge? So I'm going to chart 2, which shows me themes and challenges. And it's telling me that you chose, Melanie, life meaning. I'm going to just jot this down for you because I will send you a full report afterwards. Life meaning and purpose. So if your life meaning and purpose has been a challenge to you, that is why, because you asked for that before you were born and came here in your current life. So does that ring a bell with you?
Oh, totally. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I've been kind of a very free spirit my whole life and kind of going with the flow of life. But now I am at that phase where I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I do need to find my true calling. And so, yes, it really resonates with me.
Good, good. Because this means different things to different people, what their life meaning is. Some people are unaware, some people are aware, and also their life purpose. So it's really good that you can recognize this, and know that, as I say, if it's been a challenge up until now, that is because that's part of your experiential life soul growth. So now I'm going to ask the charts, is there anything, we're in public here, we're live, that we can share with Melanie that isn't private, that needs to be cleared today? Normally, I have a set thing that I go through, Melanie,
Mhm.
which is private and confidential, and we clear negative energy from mum, from past lives, from mum, from the present life, from dad, from past lives, and dad in the present life. I've worked with many clients that have narcissistic parents or addictive parents, that kind of thing, which is all very confidential. But we're going to chart 10A, which is miscellaneous blocks with you. So let's have a look at chart 10A, and let's see, is it on the outside or the inside of this chart? It's on the inside of the chart, and it's telling me that we need to balance your positive and negative energy. So life, I'm sure you're aware, is all about balance, like the scales. And sometimes the negative energy is heavy.
Mhm.
And we need to bring that back up to balance. So what I do using the crystal is I ask your higher self to please rebalance Melanie's positive and negative energy so it's beautifully balanced and not out of sync.
Mhm.
And the crystal moves round while the work is being done. Your higher self has access to your Akashic records and is now amending that. And my clients, if they are aware of energy, normally feel that energy shift, and other people might feel nothing, but the work is being done. And once the crystal goes up and down, there we go, we know that that has been cleared in the records. And let's just check, is there anything else we are permitted to clear for Melanie while we are live here giving this demonstration? And it's going to how to change your life. Let's have a look at that chart. How to change your life, outside or inside of the chart? Inside of the chart. Okay, whatever you're focused on right now, Melanie, you're being told to be patient and to be persistent. Does that ring a bell with you?
Of course, yes, that's beautiful. I love that.
Okay, so that's what you're being guided to do, to how to change your life. How to change your life. And as I say, I will write to you and give you a full explanation of this, but it's just whatever you're focused on now, because obviously I'm sure all of us are aware of energy, and what we say and what we think becomes our reality. And when we focus on what we don't want, that's exactly what comes into manifestation. So always focus on the bullseye of the dartboard of what you do want, and just trust in divine timing with patience that will come to fruition, and even something even better that you're not even aware of yet. that the divine has in store for you, and just continue to be persistent. Let's
Oh,
find
thanks,
out
love.
if there's anything else that we need to do for Melanie today in this demonstration. No, can you please do a mop up of 100% of 100% of all the items cleared? And we ask for the mirrors to be broken and melted and any resulting programs cleared, because you're in a physical body and we don't want anything mirrored like in a hall of mirrors to be reflected. Everything is cleared 100%. So that's just a weeny taster of the kind of thing that I go through with a client, and I meet the client where they're at. So if I'm working with somebody whose partner has committed suicide, if I'm working with somebody whose mother was a narcissist or dad was an alcoholic, you know, it all affects relationships, which is what I'm all about. Working with ladies over the age of 40 that have had breakups or divorces, or they've been single for a number of years and they're not meeting someone that they're aligned with, and they need to raise their vibration to come up to a place where they are aligned to magnetize in their ideal person. So I hope that made sense, Melanie.
It sure does, and it's beautiful and so gentle and
Good.
sweet. I really appreciate it.
Good.
Thank you so much, Heather.
Pleasure.
Karen, please.
Yeah, thanks. So in rapid resolution therapy, we believe that what is causing any disturbing emotions, thoughts, sensations in the body, habits, or impulses is coming from outside of conscious awareness. And it's essentially your subconscious mind trying to get you to take an action right now. So if you put your hand on a hot stove and you feel pain, that's awesome, because you pull it away. That pain, that sensation is designed to protect you. You pull it away and you don't get third-degree burns, maybe only first degree, and you don't burn up and die. When you think about something that's happened in the past, something that is over, and you feel any of those things, a disturbing thought like that shouldn't have happened, or I wish, that guy would burn, and, things like that, or a shame, regret, sadness, fear, anger, or any sensation in your body, that is because that data came in really big. So when things are shocking and or disturbing, the subconscious mind blows them up to ensure your survival. So if there's a guy driving home from work and his wife calls and says, I'm making lasagna and it smells so good, I can't wait for you to get home, but could you stop at the store and pick up some milk, please? And he's like, oh, sure, honey. And he gets out of the car at the grocery store, and all of a sudden he feels a cold blade to his throat. His mind disappears lasagna. He's no longer thinking about dinner. And that knife is huge in his mind. And now anytime he's driving home and the phone rings, he gets frightened. That's stuck data. It's not a character defect. It's just stuck data. It's something that came in big. And so his mind blows it up and it gets stuck there. And it causes just those disturbing emotions, thoughts, sensations. So in order to clear this stuff, there are lots of processes that we do that engage the conscious mind and the subconscious mind simultaneously. So one of the things I do often to start moving stuff is, well, number one, we set an intention, like where I see the client's mind after the session. And then everything I do is moving toward that intention. So it's shifting data. It's getting this stuff cleared and put into a file cabinet in the basement, essentially. Because when it comes in, it's like in high definition. It's like, whoa, it's big, it's vibrant. So we just file it. And by the end of a session, what I say is it will affect you as much as, hey, what'd you have for dinner last Tuesday? There's no charge. There's nothing that happens. So in order to start moving data, one of the things I do is have people select symbols that represent the intention. So because this is a group, I'll say, let's set the intention that your mind be clear of debris, clear of the meanings about yourself, about life, that these events, these disturbances caused. So your mind clear, able to access your humor, your creativity, your logic, your strategic thinking. If you could represent that state of that intention with a colored light, what color would it be? So just choose one, whatever comes to mind, and know that it's perfect. Beautiful. Okay, now what fragrance would represent that energy? Good job. And what sound? And now a fun one. What wild animal, mythical creature, or bird would represent the energy that's fueling this transformation? And again, just trust the first thing that comes. Okay, beautiful. We're going to use those. So symbols are very powerful. It's one of the things the subconscious mind responds to. It doesn't understand logic or reason. And Heather already alluded to, it doesn't understand negatives either. So that's why you focus on the target. So what I'm going to have you do is sit up straight. And thank you, everybody, for playing. I appreciate it. And exhale all the air from your lungs. Beautiful. And now take a slow, deep breath in through the nose, filling the lungs all the way up. And then when they're full, go ahead and close your eyes and then exhale through the mouth, thinking the word release. Beautiful. Now you can open your eyes and just notice, what did you notice during that one breath? Release is one of the words the subconscious mind understands. So it's releasing. I'm going to add on to this your current state, whatever the blockages are or whatever the disturbing emotions are that you can just access really quickly. If you were to give that a color, just remember that color. And when you exhale, you can exhale that color out. So everybody have a color? Okay. So this time, I want you to breathe in the color that symbolizes your intention of being clear, your mind being clear. So go ahead and let's start over because I didn't do this. So go ahead and exhale all the air out of your lungs first to make room. And then inhale your color, your symbol, and feel it filling you up. You can close your eyes and then exhale that color like a thick smoke of the disturbing emotion. And imagine it leaving you like a thick, heavy smoke. And then inhale your fragrance. Yes, allow it to bring a smile to your face. And then exhale that color, but notice it's a little bit lighter this time. Release. And inhale, hearing your sound. And then exhale the disturbing emotion color and notice it's a little bit lighter, thinking the word release. Breathing in the essence of your animal or mythical creature or bird. And exhale this time, imagine that leaving, it's like steam from a tea kettle, clear. And then breathe normally. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. And that's just a quick thing, just you can use anytime you want to move some data, like get some things that have value because you are absorbing the things that your mind chose to be significant for you, things that have value. And you're releasing the things that don't have value. When I do longer processes, I get very detailed into explaining the things that don't have any value. Your mind is like automatically releasing. And think about with the breath, every time you inhale, your subconscious mind knows what to do. It takes the oxygen to every single cell. You don't have to think, oh, make sure you get my left pinky toe. Like, no, it just goes there automatically. And every time you exhale, it's taking the waste, the carbon dioxide, and releasing it. It's taking it out and away from you. Now, when you bring your conscious awareness to that process that's taking place all the time, it does it even more because what you appreciate appreciates. What you notice appreciatively will grow. And what you notice not so appreciatively will also grow. So we start to notice like what your body's doing automatically all the time for you. For example, you ever cut yourself and you notice it always heals, like your body's always healing. When you start removing all this stuff, then your body will heal even quicker. So that's a quick process.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Yes,
You're
definitely could picture that fully. Thank you so much for guiding us through that. Tracy, would you like to go next?
Sure. So I actually wrote a book of all the different types of coasters I now do. Okay. I have coasters that have, like, some of them have shamanic processes that I do. Some of them have other, like, tools that I've downloaded, like just modalities that I've downloaded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this card up as the ideal coaster for you. For anybody listening, what I want you to do is choose an issue that you want to address. You don't need to say, you don't need to tell me. Now, tap into this. Allow yourself to feel it. Does it feel good? Do you like how it feels? If it does, you can say yes and take a drink. And this will transfer into your drink. So now I'm going to turn the camera around. And if you see, there's 4 little Doras here. Can everybody see those? I want you to feel into each of those. And any of those that feel good, you can say, like over here, this is number 1. So if number 1 feels good, you can say yes and take a drink, and it will transfer into your drink. Okay? So do that for each of them. Everybody done?
Yeah.
Okay. So this gives you just a feel for what I do. This card was the ideal coaster for the issue that you wanted to address. I can, in the chat, I can put the list, but it's really long. Like, it's super long, but you can find the list on my page.
Yes, maybe
My
we can
personal
put
page.
that in the comments, darling.
Yes, I can
Yes.
put my page in the comments.
Yes.
So maybe I should let you go on, and I will do that after.
Okay, thank you so much, Tracy. That was beautiful. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Judy.
Thanks,
you go.
ladies, for sharing. This has been so good. So basically what I do is I like to start everything off with obviously a conversation, because I want to get to know you better. So I love to send out a health quiz link. And basically what this is it's just a quick little online 5-minute survey that tells me more about you and what's going on. So then I receive this in an email, and then I book a little wellness chat with you on Zoom, and I go through the answers to the questions. And the kind of questions that I want to know about is, what stage of life are you in? Are you in perimenopause, menopause, not applicable? Like, just let me know. How would you describe your digestion? Are you bloated, discomfort after eating, regular bowel movements, irregular? Like, we get into all the stuff because digestion is a huge part of our wellness. And then I want to know about your sleep patterns. So do you wake up rested? Do you wake up during the night? Do you get 7 to 8 hours of beautiful, blissful sleep? Or you sleep less than 6 hours? So again, sleep, huge piece of our wellness. And then I want to know about your stress. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your stress level? 1 being really low, 10 being like off the charts. So I'm finding a lot of women are more in the 7 or 8 kind of category. So, then that brings up the conversation about meditation and getting grounded, daily self-care practice, all those kind of things to reduce stress. And then I ask the question of what has been your biggest challenge in staying consistent with your health goals. So we all have a health goal that, usually is somewhere in the back of our mind, whether we're currently focused on it or not. But what's been the biggest challenge to keep this or to work towards this goal? Has it been lack of time, lack of motivation, no accountability, unclear goals? I think the unclear goals, the lack of clarity seems to be the most common one that I deal with, or the no accountability, because let's just face it, if we're not accountable to somebody else, we probably aren't going to stick to it. It really, really helps us to have that extra person to be accountable to. Then I want to know about their supplements. What are you taking? Is it, herbs and vitamins, and is there medications in there? And, often there's these 3 sort of things floating around, and a lot of people aren't really clear about why they're taking some things, and there could be interactions. And so I'd like to kind of simplify. If your doctor's got you on medications, that's fine. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to ever say don't take medications. Maybe your naturopath's got you on something else, and maybe you read online that you should be taking this and that, or your aunt or your cousin or your sister told you to take something. And pretty soon you got this pharmacopoeia of a whole lot of stuff, and there's not really clarity around, do I really need all of these things? So I just kind of help you to kind of navigate the muddy waters and have some clarity on what you're taking. And then a really big thing I ask is, if you could change one thing about your health, what would it be? So, just narrowing it down to that one thing, because we can be overwhelmed with our health with, oh, I want to lose weight. Oh, I want to get better sleep. Oh, I need to, and there can be 4 or 5 areas, but we really just want to focus on the one top area at a time. And usually all those other things kind of fall into place. I'm sure everybody's noticed that if you focus on one area to improve, it really affects everything, right? That's just the way the universe works. And our mindset is such a huge piece of this. So I loved it. I'm not sure if it was Tracy or who shared this, but what you appreciate appreciates. So we want to appreciate what's going great with your health, and what are some little areas that we can tweak and improve on together. So as your wellness coach, wellness advisor, I offer one-to-one coaching. I also offer small group coaching. I have a private Facebook wellness community. And that's another way to just sort of be a little bit more hands-off. You're not really ready for one-on-one. And I've got other options as well. So I just basically leave it open to, the person I'm talking with, is what is going to be the best fit for you? And are you ready to invest mentally and financially? Because I think the biggest piece is the mentally. And, if we're not ready to invest mentally in something to make a change, it's not going to happen. So the mindset, number 1, body, mind, spirit alignment. It's got to feel right for you. Trust your intuition. I always say, the gut's always talking to the brain and vice versa, but we always get stuck in the head, and we need to get back to the heart, and we need to get back to really listening to our intuition, what is happening, because when the gut talks to the brain, our gut health is really the top thing to focus. Mindset, gut health is that connection constantly going. So that's what I do, and just love to support women of all areas and all ages, but typically over 40. And I do have that health quiz if anybody wants to take it. It's just free, no obligation to do anything.
I took that health quiz and I thought it was fun and easy, but the best part is definitely having the review with you and you taking the time to explain what it all means. That's that's where the real value is. So I encourage everyone watching doing that. We'll definitely put the links in the comments. So
Thank you,
thank you
Melanie.
so much for sharing that, Judy. It's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Our next round of question will be, can you share a powerful story or a testimonial of transformation you've witnessed through your work? And so giving us a bit of an idea, the people who are watching are like, oh, how could this help me? What are some of those stories that you've experienced with your clients? Heather.
Yes, I'd love to share just an example of one lady that came to see me. She was in her late 40s. She had had a string of emotionally intense but unstable relationships. And she said to me that she felt like she'd been chasing unavailable men her whole life, and she didn't know why she couldn't stop. So through the work that we did, and I've given you an example of the Akashic record clearing and the ancestral clearing, but sometimes their heart chakra is blocked, or maybe there's been a trauma and we need to do some emotional freedom technique, or maybe we need to do a guided visualization. It's bespoke is the word I want for the individual. But through the work that we did uncover a past life. And she'd taken a vow, which is very common when you've had a religious role in a past life. And in fact, it came about that she'd been with a soulmate in that life in a war situation, and had unconsciously in this life been searching for him ever since. And it was in men who couldn't stay. So we also cleared that vow. And she had another vow of subservience, where her worth was tied to being needed but not cherished. So after a few sessions together, she actually shared with me that she felt something had cracked open, that she didn't feel the same pull to those chaotic connections anymore, that she felt more peaceful within her body, and she'd never felt that before. And then I heard from her again 6 months later. She was in a grounded, mutual, and emotionally nourishing relationship, which she said felt very alien because it was something that she hadn't experienced before. But she was now free to be fully seen and had the courage to be vulnerable. And I worked on her self-love, her self-esteem, her self-belief, her self-respect, her self-confidence, and all of that helped her become whole again. So that's just a little example of just one lady over, I've been doing this work for many, many years, and I've been teaching meditation for over 30 years, but that's just one example.
That's such a beautiful one, Heather. I love a good happy ending story. So that's really, really beautiful. And I know many watching can relate. And so I hope they'll reach out to you and gain
Thank you,
from it.
Melanie.
Thank you very much. Karen, go ahead.
I want to give you a couple short ones because I see people usually 1 to 3 sessions. So the first one I'm going to give you is my sister-in-law. Her sister was killed in her driveway in the middle of nowhere by a teenage driver that bounced off a phone pole. And she had lost her love of life. I mean, her sister was only 50. And she was crying all the time. She couldn't say her sister's name. And I restored the connection with her sister. The grief process in what I do is 1 session. That's it. It restores the connection to the loved one. And the pain is caused by the mind trying to cause connection in the exact same way it's always been. So I restored that connection. And by the end, she's like, Melissa, 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 Melissa. And she was just so full of life. And then my brother said, thank you for giving me my wife back. And another one, I just will give you a quick one, is a woman that came to me and she couldn't get through a single sentence without crying. And she couldn't say anything without crying. And for me, I just look at that as stuck data. There's nothing wrong with her, nothing wrong with her mind. It's just stuck data. And by the middle of our session, which my first session is usually 2 hours, she was laughing. And one of her issues was clutter. She just let things like build up, and she felt like she wasn't adulting. And we did 3 sessions, and every one she looked lighter and lighter, like her body was releasing weight. She was releasing the physical clutter, the physiological clutter, and the mental clutter. She was clear, she was smiling, she was laughing and happy, and just excited about life again, because she was, I would say, clinically depressed. So that's a couple. One more, a man that was a military veteran and really good speaker, but could not show up online. He was like, he just couldn't make videos. And we did 1 session. I cleared, I think for him, 13 past events. And all of a sudden he sends me a screenshot of, I think he had made 13 reels in 1 day. After the day of our session, I'm like, dang, like that was quick. So you never know what's going to happen, but it's just remarkable. It blows my mind every single time. I'm like, cannot believe this works like this. It's so fast, and it just restores your connection to yourself, to source, God, whatever you believe in. And it clears space so you can actually think again and focus.
That's so beautiful, Karen. And definitely there's a lot of value to be had in those quick transformations. So empowering. So thank you for sharing those stories. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Tracy.
Yeah. So I'm going to give 2. They're short. My most recent one is I have a client that had depression and anxiety. And she got a coaster. She actually got the magic mushroom coaster. Within a week, she was no longer procrastinating. The depression and anxiety seemed to have lifted. It was great. The other one that I want to share is I had a client that was a severe people pleaser, like very severe. And she was also very impacted by empath overwhelm. So she actually got 2 coasters, and she basically, I'm just going to read her testimonial. I used to have severe people pleaser. I used to be a severe people pleaser and felt I had reached a critical point where I felt hopeless. I received 2 coasters from Tracy, and I have found my people pleasing has fallen away. And I realized I just don't want to do it anymore. And yeah, so.
That's so beautiful. I love it. I love it. And I love that, well, the magic of plants can work through the coasters as well. And then
Yeah.
for any type of ailments, right? You can really feel the difference. That's a beautiful testimonial. And I know many watching are stuck in people pleasing, so they can relate for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for sharing. That's beautiful. Judy.
Thank you.
The stories are great, everybody. Love it. I'm going to share a couple, 2 very short ones. One is a client of mine named Shirley, and she was struggling with trying to get enough protein in her diet and to just stick with a program that actually worked for her. She didn't really need to lose weight, just maybe a little bit, like 5 pounds or so. But her husband's like, okay, I'm going to join you, because if you're going to do any kind of a plan, we should do it together. So the 2 of them committed, and get this, it was like December 28th. I'm like, who starts this on December 28th? Everybody's in like, post-Christmas mode, like brain fog, sugar overload, but they committed and they did it. They stuck with it. All the meals and everything were provided. I coached them through, recipes provided, private Facebook group, all the things for community support. And they did amazing. He lost 10 pounds. She lost 8 pounds, that little, inner belly fat that a lot of us women have. And they just started really paying attention to how they were not getting enough protein. And by eating, high protein meals and a protein snack, they were just blown away that their brain fog went away. And, that time of the year in the middle of winter, and they live in central Alberta in Canada, which is cold, cold at that time of year, they were not craving the sugar and the sweets and the alcohol, sweet, treating yourself at the end of the day. They didn't want any of it because they were fulfilling their body's nutritional needs. And it was just beautiful to see. And then ongoing, they have really kept up a very high protein eating plan. It doesn't mean we have to be, going to the gym and pump you up muscle based, but we need to be thinking about, especially as women, most of us are not getting enough protein. And it's very eye opening when you start tracking it as to how little you're actually getting every day. So I have a protein tracker and I love to share that with everybody. It's just a little freebie thing. And it's like, oh, okay, 5 days of tracking. Now I know I'm not getting enough. And then the other one I'll just share really quickly is a lady who was just finding that she was having so many cravings during the day and just so low energy. She just couldn't get going in the morning. And I said, well, try like our life shake and, have that extra 20 grams of protein in the morning in a smoothie with veggies, fruit, whatever. And she wasn't getting enough fruits and vegetables. And I said, what a great way to get more fruits and vegetables. Just have a morning smoothie, right? You can throw everything in there. And you can already get like 3 or 4 fruits and veggies right off the bat, your first meal of the day, because you want to load up on protein on that first meal and it'll help you feel better for the rest of the day. So she tried that and she was like, oh my God, I'm hooked for life. I cannot believe how much more energy I have. My brain fog's gone and less cravings, not that mid-morning crash of I need caffeine, I need sugar. Lunchtime was, again, more focused on veggies, fruit, but protein, maybe it would be a chicken breast with her salad, maybe it's some salmon, things like that, some beans, legumes, and just helping to structure different eating habits and different thinking around food. So that's my couple of stories. Thank you, Melanie.
That's beautiful. It's so brave to start that in the holidays, but I love how they did it together. That makes a big difference, right? And yes, I mean, definitely high quality protein, always a very essential part of health. So thank you so much for sharing this. That's beautiful. And I love how you talked about your community and all the support and all of that that comes with it. That's such a key part of that. So it's beautiful that you're doing that work. Thank you.
Thank you.
So last question for today is, what do you believe makes your modality especially needed in today's world? How do you connect it to our current reality? So Heather, please go ahead with that.
I think that's a really good question, Melanie. I think it's because women are waking up. We're realizing that traditional therapy, while that's valuable, often doesn't touch the energetic root of the pattern and the trauma that lives in the body, the outdated vows that run through our lineage, the soul contracts that say, I must stay small to be loved, or I must be the one who holds it all together. My particular work speaks to those deeper truths, and I blend nervous system regulation and feminine embodiment and soul healing, so we don't just talk about the wounds, we clear them. We rewire the energetics. We make space for a whole new love blueprint if I'm working with solo ladies, and one that finally feels aligned with who they really are. Because we're in a culture, we're in a world in some countries that teaches women to shrink, to self-abandon, and stay in survival mode. So this work is a revolution. It's about coming back, as I say, to wholeness and power and the kind of love that doesn't break a person, it actually builds them. So that's my answer to that question.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I love the love blueprint, whether you are in a relationship or not. I think everyone could use more of that. Thank you so much. Karen.
Yes. So I tried everything, I think, before I found this particular modality. I mean, I was in therapy for, I don't know, as long as I could remember. I was on antidepressants. I was going to 12-step meetings. I did EMDR. I did all the things that I could think of. And this method, like what I do with clients, is I build deep connection. I listen deeply to what they're going through now. And once we're connected, I set an intention. Well, I always have an intention before I come into a session that the client's mind will be thinking only thoughts that have value about things that are possible to do, which means not anything about the past, because we can't do anything about that, and good to have done. And then their mind attaches interest, appeal, and pleasure to doing those things that would be good to have done, and satisfaction in having done them. And when I come into a session, I tell people it is my intention that this session have tremendous value for you and that you're happy with what we get done. That's what I'm intending. That's what I'm expecting. That is what I am responsible for causing. I don't know any other modality where the therapist or practitioner says, I'm responsible for your results, but I do that. And that is what gives me power to actually cause it. And the shifts are quick. With the connection, it's like they will go with me. And I make sure I make sense to their conscious mind. And then I can get into the subconscious mind because I speak that language. It's like the language of a 4-year-old. It's really beautiful. It's simple, it's fun, and nobody relives anything because I don't find that valuable. It's reinforcing those patterns that are keeping you stuck. So I am mixing things up. So nobody is ever suffering in one of my sessions. Even if they're crying, I'll ask them, were you suffering? They'll say, no, it was catharsis, because they're connected to me in this present moment. Because when you remember something that happened in the past and you start to relive it, your mind thinks it's happening right now, about to happen, or it just happened, often all three at once. And that is not useful. So I do some things that confuse the mind. It's like, wait, is this thing happening? Or am I here with doing this weird thing that she's asking me to do? So it's fun and it rewires the brain instantly. And once the mind gets, hey, this stuff's not happening anymore, it does file it into long-term storage. And I do check, like, okay, what's the charge on that? 0 to 10, what's the disturbing emotion now? And I go until people are 0. I don't stop. So if it takes me longer than 2 hours, it takes me longer, but I am committed out of my mind to clear things for people, because my mission is to end suffering. And suffering is caused by this stuck data and also the meanings that the mind creates about you, the world, God, life, parents, whatever it is, because of these events. So for example, if there's a woman who's been raped, if you ask her which was worse, the rape or living with it now, in my experience, all of them will say now, because now their mind has had the opportunity to create these, I shouldn't have been there, I shouldn't have worn that, now I'm dirty, I'm soiled, there's something wrong with me. So all those meanings and those should haves create even more suffering. So when I get it to their mind, they did what there was to be done, they survived it. And the energetics around it, the meanings get lifted and they are free again. So I find this modality mind-blowing every single time, especially as a practitioner. I'm like, I cannot believe this works just like this. Like I often will clear 10 to 30 events in one session, and people are just different people in one session than when they came in.
So beautiful. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Yes.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Lovely. Tracy.
So, okay. One of the things that I've discovered is, say if a person breaks their leg and they decide to go to this Reiki person, and it works amazingly. And, So they tell all their friends, oh my God, I broke my leg and I went to this Reiki healer and it was amazing and everybody really should go. So their friends kind of go, oh wow, yeah, okay, I'll remember that. Then one of their friends breaks their arm and says, oh, well, I'm so-and-so said to go to this Reiki person. I'm going to go to this Reiki person. So they go to this Reiki person and it's not the same effect. And they're like, what? How come it didn't work the same? I've developed a theory that each issue needs a different modality in order to reach that issue and resolve that issue. What I found with the coasters is it's a modality that you can take home and it integrates into your system nice and slow. It's very gentle, very easy, and it just kind of goes, I can relax in this. Thank you.
Very true, right? It's got that gentle approach that's working in the background, and people are not fully aware of it until they realize, oh, wait a minute, I am
Yeah.
feeling better. That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
And you're right.
Yeah.
Many modalities are needed for many different people and different challenges. And that's the beauty of all of us and all of these different
Exactly.
methods. I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Judy.
I think for me, what I'm noticing the most with the women that I work with is that they just need clarity. You know, they just need to bring it back to the one thing. And I know I talked about that before, and there's actually an amazing book called The One Thing. That's really helpful to read because it just helps you bring it back to stop being so scattered. I need to do this, I need to do this, and oh, I have this health goal and I have this challenge. And it's like a confused mind does nothing, right? It takes no action. And we all know that when we've been very scatterbrained and not clear, that we have a really hard time getting results. The universe can't give you what you want when there's no clarity about what that is that you do want. So that's the number one thing that I really find makes a big difference is just helping women to just bring it back to what is it that you really, really want? And then the why. Why do you want it? And then peeling the layer of the onion to, okay, well, I want it because of this. And then I want that, maybe I want to lose 5 pounds so I can get into my skinny jeans. Well, why? What do you want to get in your skinny jeans for? Well, because I know I'm going to feel better when I go to such and such. Okay, but why? Why do you need that to feel better? So it just opens up all these conversations. And when the layer is peeled, we get to the real core of what really is going on. So that's what I love to do is just help dissect, help get right to the clarity. And then there's the buy-in because every sacrifice is too high to pay if you don't have a big why. You're going to sabotage yourself all day long. And we all do it, not just with our health in all areas. So how to bring it down to a simple process of, okay, this is your why. That's great. This is what you really want. Now let's work on a plan that you're going to have some buy-in with because it really is emotionally attached to your heart, to, what you really do want. And then we're going to have some ongoing sustainable results. So I feel like the sustainability is huge for a lot of people as well, is that they can't stick with the plan because they're scattered and there's the latest this and the latest that. And, all you have to do is go online in 3 minutes and you're overwhelmed with all the stuff, right? So simplify, simplify, simplify. That is really, I think, the big message, and just helping ladies to get to that place so they can have sustainable long-term results. I'm not in it to make a quick buck. I am not in this business at all to not make an impact. I'm about go big or go home. I like making impact and having transformations that are lasting for life because there's too much of this quick fix, fad, whatever, and it doesn't work. So just really bringing it back to clarity, simplify, and commit. That's my next big one. So That's why I do what I do. And I feel like that's the connection of what makes it different and unique.
That's beautiful. Oh, so beautiful, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Again, this is broadcasted on my personal Facebook. And so if you're not part of the One Conscious Love Network, please join us. The link is going to be in the comments. All of these beautiful people are going to put their links in the comments as well. So make sure to visit the comments section, connect with them, make a new friend, learn something new for yourself and for the loved ones that you have that are near and dear to you. So thank you so much for everyone for your participation. It's been wonderful to have all of you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thanks, Melanie.